What's going on YouTube? This is Mayor 1088 coming at you with another deck profile. This time I'm going to show you off my new version of Junk Doppel. This build is way different than some other builds that I've tested in the past. I've been testing this one for about a month. It's different than a lot of builds that a lot of people have. There is absolutely no responsive control in this deck built into the main deck. I've made the entire main deck combo based. There's one card in here that is not a combo piece. Every other card in here is either a combo piece or cards to get to combo pieces. And that's all this deck is designed to do. This is designed to be as fast as possible while still being consistent. So let's get right into it. Of course, we got 3 Junk Synchrons. We're running a 3 of a lot of the core. 3 Junk Synchrons, 3 of his buddy Doppel Warrior. Self-explanatory on that, don't need to talk about it. 3 quick draw Synchrons, 3 of the new Jet Synchron. Some people are running 2. I have to see this. If I don't see this in turn 1, I have to see a way to get this out in turn 1. So I'm either going to see the way to get this out or this card itself. 3 of the opposite, 3 of the level 1 level leader. Some people are running 1 or 2 of these. If you're not running 3, I just don't know what you're doing. You have to run discard outlets, you have to run 1 for 1, you have to see this guy, you have to see your tunings, you have to see your quick draws, you have to see your foolish burial, you have to see mathematician, you have to see something and get that guy in the grave as fast as possible. If he's not there within the first like 5 or 6 combo moves, you're not going to do it right. We're running 2 Max C. Now I know I said, hey, this is a combo deck. This deck is designed to go turn 1. If it doesn't, that's alright, especially in this meta, but Max C, 9 times out of 10, I don't use it for its intended purpose. I activate it, discard it, then use it as an immediate target during turn 1 for Junk Synchron to bring back just to drop a Doppel Warrior. That's really, 9 times out of 10, that's the use it gets. So then that's all we have with multiples, the 2 Max Cs, 3 of everything else. With the 1 of monsters, I have 1 Mathematician, 1 Rush Warrior. Guy's amazing, but I can't run more than 1 of them. Synchron Explorer, Gloat Bulb, Quibbled Hedgehog. The one card in this entire deck that I told you isn't combo based. 1 So Scarecrow. This is just in case we go first and nothing happens. The Max Cs will get us to this, or we'll already have this, and we'll survive 1 more turn. If we can survive 1 more turn, we've got it in this game. Especially against Pepe, especially against Cosmos. Not a lot of back row control being run right now. Everything's trying to OTK, and so this deck has to be on that path too. Boost Warrior is the last monster. He was one of the cards that I replaced with whenever we lost Reinforcement of the Army. He's one of the guys that I replaced one of the Lost Rotas with. Just a non-tuner, you can special if you control a tuner. We have, of course, in our spell lineup, we have 3 tunings. Just to speed up the deck more, obviously, Upstart Goblin. Running 2 Desynchros. I was testing 3. And while I still like the idea of 3, I just don't have room for it right now. I decided to put in a 2nd Max C instead of a 3rd Desynchro. And then the 1-ofs, Allure of Darkness, 1 Day of Peace, Reinforcement of the Army, Foolish Burial, 1 for 1, Different Dimension Reincarnation. This card is doing a lot of work, especially with Rush Warrior, with Quibbled Hedgehog, with Jet Synchron coming back. The plays that make this amazing are bringing back Psyframe Lord Omega. After using Psyframe Lord Omega's effect to banish himself, banish a card out of the hand, special summon him back by discarding Level Leader, Level Lead off of him, then banish him again. The plays are way too amazing. Question. Then I'm playing Soul Charge. I'll put that on first. Soul Charge. I'm playing Question. This is the card that really throws people through a loop. If you don't know what Question does, as soon as I activate it, neither player can touch the graveyard. After activation, my opponent has to call the monster that is lowest in my graveyard. Because this card exists is why you cannot change the order of the way that cards hit the graveyard. But with this deck, and this is the only deck that I feel safe running this in, I actually get to change the order of my graveyard legitimately several times. And I can change the bottom card of my graveyard to what I want it to be before I activate this card. And with so many changes, probably 1 out of every 20 times I activate this card, people actually call it right. So if they call it wrong, I get to special summon the monster that's lowest in my graveyard. If they call it right, then I remove from play the monster that's lowest in my graveyard. Just really needed another Monster Reborn type effect. Soul Charge. Really needed another one of those that was in spell form. Faster than Call of the Haunted, because Call of the Haunted again takes a turn to set up. That's the main deck. It's 40 cards. Let's go into the extra deck real quick. Running just 2 Formula Synchron as our level 2s. Level 3 I'm running Tatsunoko. Card's amazing. I would never build an extra deck for this deck without that card. Let's go into level 5s. Level 5s, Hyper Librarian, self-explanatory. Armades, our go-to generic. Jet Warrior, I'm liking him a lot better than Junk Warrior. And right now, he's just got a lot more playability. His Revive effect really helps him out too. Excel Synchron, our last level 5. Foolish Burial for cost is just amazing. If you're not using that, I have no idea why you wouldn't use Excel Synchron. Junk Garden is my level 6. A lot of people argue with me about this card. They say, oh, why aren't you running Drill Warrior? And while Drill Warrior does get to recycle, it gets to recycle later. If I can't get my massive combos off on turn 1, then I need something to block by just dropping Quick Draw and then normal summoning Level Leader or something like that. Drop that. I need something to block for a turn. This guy makes a great pick to drop for a turn to block. And he also comes up really often in the combo, just naturally, as going Quasar Omega this. And that becomes a really good play. Especially in your turn 2, then making your Trishulas, then making your Stardust Warriors. Plays come really easily after that. Psyframe Lord Omega at level 8. I'm running no level 7s. My level 8s, I'm running Psyframe Lord Omega and Road Warrior. This guy's amazing. Opening up my 1 Mathematician, if I open up with Tuning or with Quick Draw, that's a wrap. That's just easy. Level 9, of course, Trishula. Dragon of the Ice Barrier, of course. Let's see, Stardust Warrior, Shooting Star Dragon. And here's the thing that I get the most grief for from people, but the deck does do it. I built it so combo-based that I do play double Shooting Quasar Dragon. It was either this or Junk Warrior, and I ended up going with this after weeks of going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I ended up going with this, and I'm very, very happy with the decision. I probably wouldn't